Hey Aces, welcome back to the channel. So I want to give a congratulations to the one and only Terrance Howard, who has officially announced his retirement from acting. He says he's given his very best as an actor and he shares with the world his decision to retire. Oh, say it ain't so, Maine. Oh no, who's gonna say Maine now? Okay, so Terrance, I'm gonna read what he says. He says, "This is the end for me. This is the end for me." The 53-year-old said before later adding, "I retired 2 years ago. For the most part, I was done." So, though he's acted in roles since the initial retirement announcement years ago, he's committed to making Final Chapters, which is The Best Man, their last movie, his final showing. "I've gotten to the point where now I've given the very best that I have as an actor. Now I'm enjoying watching other new talent come around, and I don't want to do an impersonation of myself," he relayed. Oh, man. Terrance Howard gave us some good lines. Of course, you guys know how popular Mayne is. Come on, Mayne. That's definitely, his for sure. I first saw Terrance Howard when he appeared as Maxine Shaw's love interest in Living Single. And when he stepped out, the ladies in that studio audience were screaming, y'all, okay? He was, and it still is, fine, 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 okay? And the fact that, he came when he was, I'm going to guess here, he was probably in his early 20s, but he was playing, I think, a 19-year-old, an NYU student, and he was a sophomore. And Maxine, was a lawyer. She was in her mid to late 20s. And so the age gap really bothered her a lot, although, he was trying to play it off. But they ended up just having like a kind of a hot, steamy fling and nothing too serious or long lasting. But that's the debut I remember. I remember him doing very well. And that's when I feel like he caught everyone's eye in Hollywood. Then I remember, of course, when he did Hustle and Flow and, that song Whoop That Trick. Oh my God. I just remember that curl that he had, the same one that Big Worm had in Friday, Phase on Love. You know what I mean, with the curlers and stuff. So anyway, he's landed some iconic roles. Now, my favorite role that he has played, of course, a lot of people love him from Lucius Lyon on Empire, but I've always loved Quentin on The Best Man. Every single last one of them. The first one, though, I have to say is the best because, Quentin was this smooth, charming, just no nonsense, tell it like it is type cat. And one thing I can say is that I feel like we all know somebody like that. Like he might be, he might be, you know, he might do some shady stuff, but he's not a liar. And Quentin was the person who would keep people's secrets. He was brutally honest with his friends, but he loved hard. And I feel like maybe that's a side of Terrance Howard as well. And the fact that he retired and came back, which is just, now that I think about the pattern, I'm thinking about like Michael Jordan and Tiger Woods, and so many athletes do that. So many prominent men, Tom Brady, and he made the announcement and then and then came back, and it was well to the detriment of his family. But I feel like a lot of men, once they you know get at home and get away from the limelight, they miss it. because that's been a part of their identity for so long. So Terrance has already said that, that he was leaving, and has come back, which I'm really glad, because I cannot wait to see the final chapters this next installment in the Best Man series. I feel like they are amazing actors. All of them look really, really good. They all, aged really, really well. Morris Chestnut's still fine as ever. Nia Long and all the ladies, Sanaa Lathan. And I am really looking forward to the next installment. Malcolm, Lee, he did his thing with that whole franchise. But yeah, I'm definitely going to miss Terrance Howard. I feel like he's been on the red carpet saying some things that were quite interesting to say the least. He's been um you know showing a bit of an eclectic side, I'll say that, more recently. So that's been very interesting. But I haven't really heard too much about, his private life. Like, I don't know. There's not too much, out there about him, his family. He keeps his cards pretty close to his chest, which again goes back to the whole, Quentin character, because I feel like that is somebody who, even though he knows what's going on with everyone else, most people don't know what's going on with him, and he likes it like that, and he's going to keep it that way. And of course, here we have a picture of, I had to close up on Morris Chestnut and Terrance, because they are two of the most charismatic, gorgeous actors that I've grown up watching ever since I was a little kid. And I am so grateful that, they have been in on screen and in cinema for as long as they have. They've had really long, illustrious careers. And so I'm wondering if, Terrance Howard is possibly going to do some work maybe behind the scenes. A lot of actors, as they should, right? I feel like, after you've been acting for so long, the next natural step in the transition would be, executive producing or directing, or maybe even, creating your own movies. I mean, Tyler Play does it all. He is the, actor, director, writer extraordinaire. I mean, he has his own studios and everything, but I don't think that Terrance Howard is going to take it to that extreme or that far. But I would love to see what, if he wants to create his own, maybe film, or maybe do some kind of directing or producing, maybe even music. Who knows? But whatever it is, I'm really glad that he came back to finish the final chapters, The Best Man, that last movie. It's one of my favorites. And if I do hear, something about him doing some work, either behind the scenes or in maybe some other sort of entertainment, I will definitely keep you posted. So drop down in the comments to let me know, what is your favorite Terrance Howard, movie, TV show, whether it's Empire or when he was on Living Single, or I don't know, Hustle Flow, Best Man, whatever it is. Drop down, let me know, and I will talk with you lovely aces later. Take care. Bye.